Hey everyone, this is Tim from YourSix Studios. Today in the studio, I'm going to be doing a PlayStation camera complete tutorial. So let's go ahead and jump in the video right now. So the PlayStation camera got an upgrade over its predecessor, the PlayStation 4 camera. Now this one actually can display at 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now it does look a little bit different, and it's a little bit easier, I think, to mount on your monitor or your TV. It comes with this flexible stand just like this, and if you look closely right here, there is a little lip on the camera itself where you can easily position it on the top of your screen. Now this retails for about $60, so it's not entirely cheap. It's about the price of a game. But it's still less than the $70 PlayStation 5 controller. So I'm going to show you how to live stream with this camera, add a green screen and other settings, as well as go into Sharefactory and make some video and content as well for YouTube or to share with your friends in party chat. So the first thing to know about the PlayStation camera is it is a USB connection. However, on the front of the PlayStation 5, if you go ahead and plug in the camera, you will notice it will not display on the screen whatsoever. What you actually need to do is to turn the PlayStation 5 around and connect it to the rear of the console. If you look at the USB end of the camera, you will notice there is like a blue USB symbol, and that's where you want to go ahead and connect this to. The blue USB ports on the rear of the PlayStation 5. So let's go ahead and connect that right now. This is just above the Ethernet cord. So my camera is now connected. Let's reposition my PlayStation 5 and I'll show you how to mount it. So here is a close-up of the camera itself, and this is the little grip or the ledge I was talking about on the camera. This will align at the edge of your screen. So just position the camera so this ledge is gripping and is displaying in the front. And this will leave the camera positioned just on top and it won't fall off. Just adjust the back side so it's firmly pressing against the TV or screen. Then you can horizontally rotate the camera so it's looking upward or downward from that position. So I'm going to move this directly in the center of my screen. So this is my collapsible green screen, and this will cut out the entire background when I'm live streaming or when I'm in Sharefactory. So only my shoulders or anything that's not green in the picture, or even blue. If you have a blue shirt on, your entire blue body will be cut out and it will look invisible. So like this gaming chair I have right here, it has blue on the sides. This will often get cut out with my camera when I have the chroma key setting on. So I'm going to move my green screen into position and go over to my PlayStation 5 right now. Alright, so my camera's set up on the home screen of the PlayStation 5. Let's go up to the top to settings and select this option. And then scroll down to accessories right away. And this will help set up the camera. Then go down to camera and go over to adjust HD camera. Now, to adjust the camera, it's going to quickly take 3 pictures and position your face in the middle of the box. So let's press OK. Then let's adjust my camera downward just a little bit more. Then bring your face over to the left of the box here. Press next. Then go to the center, press next. And then go to the right and press next. And read the tips on the right hand side here. Press next for the final time. Perfect. And it's going to make the adjustments for the camera. Now that the camera's adjusted, let's back out and go to the main setting menu. And then go all the way down to captures and broadcasts. Then go down to broadcasts. Now let's go to the camera itself and set this up. So make sure the camera is turned on. And you'll notice right on your camera right now, there should be a light turned on. So this is what it looks like, and I do have the green screen set up in the background. Now you have 3 different sizes when you're broadcasting. You can select your camera to small, the medium size, and the large size. And this is pretty much how it's going to look on the screen, but you'll have it in a different position. Now I'm going to keep it at large just for demonstration purposes. So let's go down to clipping mask. you have a couple different options under here that I really like, and this is how you're going to remove the background. So here's the circle cutout. This is what it looks like. The square cutout, the hex cutout, the auto key. Now the auto key, you can have a similar effect as the green screen if you do not have a green screen. You can remove the background. You just have to move the depth slider and the edges slider to adjust this appropriately for your setup. So if I move this to the left, you can see my background is getting cut out, and I can feather the edges a little bit more if I want more or less. So that's how that looks. Now, it doesn't give you the best cutout whatsoever, but it will remove the background if you do not have a green screen. So let's go to clipping mask and go to chroma key, and chroma keys will work with a blue or a green background that's all one solid color. Now for me, you have to really pay attention to the light. You want the light to be evenly distributed throughout your entire green screen. So it's going to be far brighter over here, and it's going to be darker to my left, and you're going to have some problems with the cutout. So if I go to chroma key, you can see the blue is getting cut out right here, and it's not the best. Now you can go to level and you can adjust the light level, and this may help your room and your environment with the chroma key effect on. So adjust that accordingly. Now you do have the option to flip your screen around if you want to be like facing your setup, depending on which way you have your camera set up. Sometimes I like to offset my camera so I'm not directly looking at it, because when I'm streaming, I don't like the image being directly on my face or the camera directly on me. I always want to look up and look at it for some reason, and it distracts me. So now we can go to effects, and we go to comic, pixelate, scan lines, toy camera, monochrome. Now let's go back to none. Now I should say you should go to refocus on your face as well if you moved your camera around and it may not be focused in directly at where you are. So let's go to refocus on face. Perfect. Now, you do have some more options like brightness, contrast, and transparency. If I go to brightness, I can increase the brightness on my screen, and I can lower it down. So if you do have a room that's not very well lit, you can increase the brightness via this feature. Now, this won't affect your green screen at all. It won't make it brighter or less colorful or whatever. However, it can increase the quality of the image on your camera. So next we can go to contrast and make it more contrast or less. So let's go to about here. Perfect. Transparency. This will be the option that will allow you to have your image blend into the background or completely remove it. So those are all the options there. Now, if you're going to be live streaming, these are all the options for broadcasting like audio. Do you want to include the party chat in your live stream? This will be the option to include. So make sure you have this check mark and set to the right. Next, let's go back and go to overlays now. Now, do you want to display the chat messages on your screen so you can easily read them off? Make sure the first option is check mark. Then display activity. This will show you when a new viewer pops up. It will say like 5 viewers, 6 viewers, or it will say like 3 when people leave. So it'll give you an indication of how many people are watching. Then you can pick which side of the screen it's on, top right, bottom left, top left, etc. I typically like mine in the top right because usually on the top left or the left area, you'll have like health bars or some sort of status over there for your game. Then you can go to chat to speech. Sometimes this can be a little bit annoying for people when they're listening, but it can be cool for you when you're streaming because it seems like people in the chat are speaking to you. So it says speak aloud the chat from your viewers. This is supported only in certain languages. So I have that check marked on. You can adjust the speed. You can go fast, slow, or normal, pitch, and then the volume. So let's now go ahead and launch a game. I'm just going to choose Sharefactory just because this will be the easiest one to show everything in. Now, if you hold down the share button, the capture and broadcasting screen will show up now. If we go to broadcast and select this option now, we can set up a live stream. Now, if you have YouTube selected, you can go to change services and switch over to Twitch. Otherwise, you can go to broadcast options. You can display your camera, chat, display activity, overlay position. If you want to switch this real quick, even after you started the live screen. Then include the voice chat, audio, and video quality. I'm going to set my live stream to 1920 by 60 frames per second. Now, if you do not have great internet, go down to 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second, or 720 at 60 frames per second. And this will prevent your stream from stuttering or lagging. Then fill in the title, description, and tags, and then set your privacy. Now, if you're going to be live streaming, go to public. For my demonstration here, I'm going to set to private so no one can watch. Then go to live. Then immediately, it will allow you to set the position of the camera if you have that included and turned on. So I'm going to put mine in the middle right and select this option right here. Now, I am live streaming right now. Let's see if I can get someone to talk in the chat. Now, if someone does start chatting, they will show up above me. So I have one viewer watching, and that's the viewer activity. Now, if you hold down the share button again, you can go to broadcast, and you can pause or stop the broadcast. Or you can mute your mic right here, or turn off the camera, or move the camera display, even after you started the live stream. Or if you go to this option right here, you can turn off the display chat or the activity, or change the position of it if you don't want it on the right side. Now I'm going to turn off my camera, and I'll show you a little bit about Sharefactory and the camera. So this is Sharefactory, the free video editor on the PlayStation. Let's go to a new project and just start something up real quick. So here's my clip of climbing the array tower and getting to the top. Now what we want to do is add a second clip by pressing X and then going to track 2. And there I am. This is in Sharefactory. Now this is going to put the image somewhere on the screen. We can press triangle, and it's going to display it in full screen right now, our camera. And from here, we can do a cutout. We can do a green screen. And then we can press square and go to pan and zoom in on our face. If we want to get closer, press square again. We can add a backdrop. So let's add a background. Let's go to a cyberpunk theme art. So right there. So you can kind of see it. It's not really displaying too well, but you can pick a complete different background like clouds. There we go. That works. And you can tune the camera from here as well. You can increase the saturation so it looks more colorful. And the saturation does have an effect on the green screen. So play around with these options in here. Then you go to the settings for the green screen itself, and you can adjust the tolerance and the feathering. Now, I wish they had these cameras for when you're actually live streaming, because it gives you a lot more control of the green screen effect. So those are the options for your camera. And then you can go to like a white screen if you do have a white background, and you'll have that cut out. Let's just go to normal and back out of here. So your main clip is on this side right here that you're going to be recording over. And then you're going to be adding commentary with this screen where I am right now. Let's press X and then record a video. Press record. So hey guys, what's up? We're recording a video on how to get on top of array in Warzone. So there's my video. I'm going to press X and stop it. And you can see on the timeline, it's recording and what I did. When I'm over the clip on the timeline, if I press square and bring up this screen, I can edit the clip even after I record it here. But what I want to show you was the picture-in-picture layout. Let's say I don't want it in the top right. I can have it like full screen, so swivel looks kind of cool. And then when I play this on my timeline, it's going to add the swivel effect. You can see the image in the background is kind of tilted a little bit, and then my image in the upper right is showing. Now I can go to the picture-in-picture setting and go to edit track 2 again and get back to the screen and go to PIP layout. Now let's just do a side-by-side and back up, and this is what it's going to look like. Now I added that background earlier from Cyberpunk. So you can play around with this and come up with a lot of cool different situations for using a track 2 and your camera. So this was kind of an extensive overview of the PlayStation camera. But if this video did indeed help you, I'll go ahead and leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below for more PlayStation 5 tech out videos coming up next on Your Six Studios.